Welcome back class to the new lecture. So last time in the lecture we have studied about the formation of the p-n junction. We learned that how the combination of the p and n type junction will form a p-n junction. Okay, there will be a depletion region. Okay, like here. Okay, we get a depletion region. This is our depletion region. And there will be the barrier potential or the electric field will be established from the positive to the negative end, and that will stop the flow of the free charge carriers. Okay, and this will actually form a diode. Okay, so this was the unbiased condition. Unbiased, there is no external power supply. Now let's see that in this lecture we are going to learn that how we can actually break this depletion region so that we can use this formed p and n type material, or how we can actually operate a diode. Okay, so for the operation of the diode, okay, like we learned last time, the depletion region, usually for silicon, so the barrier potential is 0.7 volt, so we have to supply more than this. Okay, now let's see how it will operate. Okay, so we know that in the p-type, okay, we have the acceptor ions, which are the negative ions, and then we have the majority carriers of holes. In the n-type, we have the electrons as the majority carriers, and we have the donor positive ions. Okay, and in the unbiased conditions, okay, due to the gradient principles, we get a depletion region here, and we have the uncovered charges here. Okay, so this was our original this is depletion region, and this is the width of the depletion region. Now let's say we supply an external battery, and for that external battery we connect the positive end to the p side and the negative end. So this is my positive terminal of the battery, and this is the negative terminal of the battery, and let's say I represent this voltage as Vd. Okay, and let's say I'm representing this the barrier potential voltage, okay, as the VB, okay, barrier potential voltage. Now what is actually happening here? Okay, now when we connect an external battery, okay, so the positive end of the battery, it will start supplying the positive charges towards the p-type materials. Okay, so we are getting the supply of the positive charges here. Okay, from the positive terminal of the battery we are getting more and more positive charges here, because the external battery is supplying positive charges here, and it is supplying, okay, the negative, okay, charges, okay, here. Okay, where I'm getting the positive charges, here I'm getting the negative charges. Okay, so we will get more and more negative charges from this terminal, from the negative terminal here. Okay, now what will happen? Okay, so the supply of the positive charges from the positive terminal and supply of the negative charges from the negative terminal. Now here we are getting high concentration of the positive charges. Okay, we already have holes here. Okay, so basically these additional added positive charges, okay, the battery is continuously supplying them here and continuously supplying them here. These positive charges will repel, okay, will repel these holes towards the depletion regions. Okay, they will repel these holes towards the depletion region. Okay, so what we are actually having, so these holes which we are having here, okay, they will be repelled towards the depletion regions, and they will be coming here. So this is the hole, this is the hole, and this is the hole. Okay, similarly the electrons from this side, okay, they will be repelled by these negative charges. Okay, now these electrons, okay, they will be moving towards the depletion, because they are getting stronger repelling force from the electrons ion which are being provided by the battery. Okay, so the electrons ion are coming here. Okay, this is my electron, this is my electron, this is my electron. Okay, now what is actually happening here? We know that here we are having the layers of the uncovered charges. Okay, just the ion charges. We get a hole here, we get an ion here, so recombination will be happened. We get a positive ion here, we get an electron here, recombination will be happen. Okay, so they will be gone. Recombination will be happen, recombination will be happen. For example, if we have two layers of the ions here, okay, this is the negative ion, this is another layer of negative ion, this is another layer of negative ion, here we have another positive ion and positive ion here. So recombination will happen and this layer will be gone, and also this first layer will be gone. Now what will be actually happening? Okay, now what will be actually happening here? Okay, because they have been neutralized, recombination has been happened, so the depletion region, okay, has been reduced to this side because the layer of the ion has gone. Okay, so now this is my new depletion region width, okay, which is less than the original depletion region width because one layer of the ion has been gone. So I'm just supplying the power. Okay, now if I keep on increasing this power, this supply voltage, okay, for example, let's say I increase the supply voltage to 1 volt. Okay, 1 volt means I'm getting more and more positive charges here, more and more negative charges here, so the remaining electrons, they will be repelled towards this depletion region again. Okay, holes will be repelled, so the uncovered ions here, they will be again, recombination will be happen, and this depletion region will be keep on decreasing. Okay, the width of this depletion region will keep on decreasing, keep on decreasing, and until okay, time will occur, okay, when, okay, the supply voltage, okay, the higher value of the supplied voltage will actually break this depletion region. And once it breaks, okay, now we will having the free flow of the electrons, okay, from this side, and free flow of the holes from this side, and basically the diode current will start flowing. Okay, like positive terminal, and here we are having the negative terminal. Okay, so this is the flow of the diode currents coming towards here and going towards the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, so this will be the depletion region will be broken. Okay, once we supply a value of the external battery supply which is greater than the barrier potential of that particular material. Okay, so we will get a diode current here. Okay, this is called forward bias operation. Forward biased operation, and we know that there are two kinds of the currents. Okay, there are two kinds of the currents. Okay, let me draw the battery here, positive, negative, and we are getting the, we have start getting the diode current here. Okay, which is basically due to the diffusion of the majority carriers. Okay, and we know that we have a small current, the drift current, due to the minority carriers. Okay, so that current is actually flowing towards this direction, which is called drift current, or it's called as saturation current. Okay, so the diode current will start flowing. Okay, so as we are increasing the supply voltage, our current value will be increasing. So the diode current usually in mathematical form, okay, we write this like saturation current times e की power k Vd over Tk minus 1. Okay, this is the formula for the representation of the diode current. This is called forward bias operation. Now let's see. Okay, so here we connected the positive end of the battery towards the P side and negative end towards the N side. Now let's connect a battery and connect a negative end towards positive and positive end of the battery with the negative end. Now what is happening here? This is supplying the positive charges here now. Okay, this is supplying the positive charges here, and this is supplying the negative charges. Okay, here negative charges, negative charges, negative charges, negative charges. Now what will happen? Okay, So we are getting negative charges everywhere. Okay, here, here, and from this side we are getting the positive charges, supply of the positive charges, supply of the positive charges, supply of the positive charges. So what will happen? Okay, this is negative charge, this is holes. So, okay, they will be recombined. Negative charge, hole, recombine. Negative charge, hole, recombine. Positive charge and the electron recombine. Positive charge and electron recombine. Positive charge and electron recombine. Okay, so no free carrier. Okay, only uncovered charge. Okay, so basically depletion region, which was initially this one, that will be increased to this one, because we get another layer of the uncovered charges here. Okay, again more supply. Okay, more uncovered charges, the depletion region will be increasing. Okay, now the depletion region is becoming wider and wider. Okay, it's becoming more wider and wider. Okay, so the barrier potential will be increasing more and more. Okay, so in this case, okay, so until time will occur, so basically this depletion region will become more wider. Okay, and breakdown of the diode will occur. So in this case, basically we will have very small amount of the saturation current due to the minority charge carrier only. Okay, I saturation, and this saturation current will be very small. Okay, so this is called reverse biased operation of the diode. So diode will operate only in the forward bias operation. Okay, when we have the positive charge here and negative charge here. Okay, that will break down the depletion region and we will get the diode current. Okay, so this is the basic operation of the diode. Okay, so this is just example like the depletion. This was the original barrier. Okay, it will be depletion region will be shrinking and eventually this diode current will start flowing. Okay, this is a very good animation. If you see here, initially we have a voltage of 0.6 volt. Okay, and at that time a very small amount, okay, very small of the current will start flowing. Okay, this current. Okay, this current, and when increase this voltage to 1 volt, let's say this is the silicon material and the barrier potential is 0.6. okay, just for the example. Okay, now once we increase the voltage to 1 volt, depletion region will be broken and a very high amount of the this is the original current, and as soon as it become 1 volt, depletion region will be broken and very high amount of the current will start flowing. So at 0.6 volt a very small amount of current is flowing. At 1 volt, okay, a very high current will be start flowing. Okay, so this is actually the forward biased operation of the diode. Okay, and if we are increasing like connecting the battery in reverse direction, okay, in that case only very small saturation current will be flowing. Okay, and a time will reach, at that time, okay, the breakdown will happen and no more actually the current value will be almost gone. Okay, so this is called breakdown point of the diode. And this curve is actually called IV characteristics of the diode. Okay, this is another example, very good animation. Okay, you can see that we are increasing the voltage is in the negative. Okay, now we are making to the positive and the depletion region is shrinking, and as the voltage is increasing, the current is increasing. Okay, and as soon as we go towards the the negative value, okay, so the current will be decreasing. Okay, so this is just an animation for the illustration of the concept. Okay, so these are the characteristics, same characteristics which I have just explained. Okay, this is the theory, you can go through this. Okay, these are just the symbols, okay, which I already explained. This is the anode, cathode for the forward bias. We should have positive here and the negative here, and it will act as in the forward bias direction. And there are a lot of application of the diodes. Rectification is one of the very common examples. Okay, in the forward bias we will have the diode current. In the reverse bias we have the saturation current. Okay, drift current, a very small amount of the current. Okay, and the combination of both, it will make this diodic IV current equation. Okay, so this is the diode current in the forward bias, This is the saturation current. Okay, K is the Boltzmann constant, B is the barrier potential voltage, and it's the temperature in Kelvin. Okay, so if we have temperature in centigrade, okay, for example 30 degrees, so to convert to Kelvin we have to add 273, and that will be our temperature in Kelvin. Okay, remember in most of the semiconductor equations we are using the temperature in Kelvin. Okay, K is also called a constant, not the Boltzmann constant. Okay, K is defined as by this ratio. This is actually called adality or fidelity factor. Okay, and this factor value will be depending on the material. Okay, like if we have the usually we take eta is equal to 1 for the germanium and 2 for the silicon if we are having the low value of the current, and if we are dealing with the high value of the current, this value is typically 1. Okay, so by using this we can calculate the diode current. Okay, this is the typical characteristics which I already explained you. Okay, that as we are increasing the diode voltage, okay, the very small amount of the current will start flowing. Okay, eventually a point will occur. Okay, at this point the depletion region is broken and very high current will start flowing. Okay, this is the forward bias, and in the reverse bias, as you increase volt, a breakdown will happen. Okay, a very small amount of the current. For example, usually the diode current is in the range of milliampere, and this IS is usually in the range of microampere, very small amount of current. Okay, so this is just the IV characteristics of the diode. So we will discuss some examples and more discussion about the working of the diode in the live session. Thank you very much for your time.